Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I couldn't finish the year off without telling you all the great stuff that I got this year, all the great stuff that I used, and what worked, what didn't work, and maybe the pros and cons. Get started here shortly, okay? So first of all, I wanted to say a big shout out to Usweek. They have a phenomenal backpack. This hydration pack worked out awesome. 1.5 liters of water that they hold in here. Actually, still water in there from another trip. Anyhow, held up good, really good. A lot of times, what I did was I filmed a lot of my action stuff with this backpack with the little MacGyver clip I made for the bottom of this thing right in here. So yeah, kudos to them. Worked out awesome. No dancing monkey for me. The pack stayed tight on my back. I really enjoyed it, and it was enough water. You know, you could run this hydration pack, and then you could also run a water bottle on here too. So there's the first item that I would definitely recommend if you were going to go out and get a hydration pack. Get one of these ones here. They're great. There's no waist strap. It's just clip, and it's on a bungee system, so it does stay tight. As you can see, it does stay tight. There's a lot of forgiveness, even if you're a big person like me. It held up really good. There is a pocket inside here for your wallet, phone, or keys, or whatever, for your car, and then the way you go. So that's the first item on my list. Now the next item, it's kind of to your own discretion, but I love them, and I changed them out at the beginning of the year, and I probably won't go back unless they rip or tear. And it's the Wolf Tooth big fatty foam grips, man. If you get sore hands, and there's extra cushioning, right? If you get sore hands, sore wrists, it takes it away for a lot of the riding that you're gonna do. Now, I still like my Ergons big fatty grips as well, but these things are twice, well, they're not twice the size, but they're much bigger. And I do still recommend the Ergon grips, but these Wolf Tooth ones, man, riding a hardtail and riding these grips, really saved a lot of my day. Kept my hands nice and fresh for most of it, and even in the wet, they never got slippery. I always run gloves anyhow, so gloves are a factor too. And even if you didn't, I still was pretty comfortable with these grips. So Wolf Tooth grips are my next item that I would definitely recommend, along with the Ergons. But these were new. I tried them out. I fitted them on and never looked back, really. They held up really good. A full season, bashing them off trees and crashing a few times. The only thing I did was I loosed a couple of end caps. That was it. But, you know, you clip trees and whatnot. But yeah, the grips are definitely for people with maybe sore, fatigued hands. They have a lot more forgiveness to them. They're squishier, and these are the bigger ones. So you can get different styles as well. But I chose these ones because I have a big hand, so they grip up nice. So there's my next item on the list of things for you to try, maybe for next year for your mountain biking rides. So Wolf Tooth foam grips, really good. Recommend them. So my next item on the list will be recommendation for the 510 hikers. You can get the shoes, but I like the hikers because the D30, I have what they call little ankles, and the D30 have impact, an impact pad right here by your ankle when you're riding your bike. So I've bashed it off a few things. As you can see, the wear of them. I have had them for the full season this year and swapped out my pedals for flats because these don't have an SPD clip in them. I run flats on these, and you can see that they've held up nicely. And so I run flat pedals in the fall and spring, and I also run flats when I haven't ridden an area before either. So that's recommended. So if you're going to ride a new area and you're not sure of it, I would definitely stay off the SPD if you don't know the terrain you're on. It's just an experience call. Like I would never do it. But like I said, if you don't know the area and you just want to have a flat pedal that you can ride, and a shoe that's good recommendation is the Hiker 510. They're called the Trail Cross, and I like them because they have this impact pad right here on the ankle, and both of them have held up. They've got a neoprene kind of an insert at the top, which stretches and kind of gives you that little bit of a seal in there. It doesn't keep the water out or anything, but it just maybe it keeps you a little warmer. I don't know. There's a lot of airing to them, but I like them and they worked out great. So they've held up to my abuse and all the stuff that I did with them. I rode Quebec with them on my flats, and all day, every day, I could walk around them, no problem. So my 510 Trail Cross flat shoes for flat pedals, these are the ones that I use. So these are the ones that I recommend. If you're gonna get a 510 shoe, maybe get the hiker style. It's got the impact D3 on the sides, which protects your ankle a little bit if you're gonna get a little crazy, and maybe if you do a little bit of crashing or whatever, but it gives you some sort of protection down that area of the shoe. Now I ran through a pair of I also run SPDs. Now these are Shimano replacements that I got for my XT Shimanos. I blew up the internals. That being said, you can replace the XT internals. I've got a shop looking for them, so when they come in, they're gonna replace the internals of the pedal. But these are my replacement, these Shimano ones. These are good too. I started switching to a bigger platform on a mountain bike, so that more stability for sure. Because it was time for a change, and bigger platform helped. You can maneuver the bike a little bit better, and it wasn't for the fact of keeping you on the bike. It was just better support all the way up. So my Shimano, my Specialized SPD shoe has the BOA locking mechanism for the top and laces at the other end. And now these are obviously well used, and the SPD shoe is really super good. I like the BOA system in them. They've held up really, really well. So well, I bought my son a pair of these, and he's has no complaints as well. So I'm just waiting for my Shimano XT pedals to come back, and these were the replacement ones for my mountain bike. Waiting for the replacements. You know how our supply and demand works, so I've been waiting for about 6 months now. So. And I probably won't see them till spring. So till then, I'm rocking the Shimano these Shimano pedals with a little bit bigger platform, but the XT ones are pretty massive, so I got a lot of stability off those. So that's if you're gonna run a nice SPD pedal, get it like a BOA system in them, man. I've had no issue, and I'm rough on everything. No split, and that's a cable, so it's a ratchet down, right? Ratchet tight down with the laces. You tuck the laces underneath the little strap, the BOA strap, and they don't get in the way. They don't come undone. They weren't cheap, but they're a good shoe, and they held up. They clean up good. A little wipe to them, and they're just like brand new again. I wouldn't say they're waterproof because they're not, but they've held up for the season. So that's my obviously I picked on both those shoes, but that's my recommendation for shoes if you're going to run shoes. So that's what worked for me, and that's what I used. So in between the two of them, they work good. And these are just a cheap Amazon pedal that you can buy on Amazon with the big old spikes in them. They held my 510 trail cross shoes on there just dandy. No problem. So yeah, that's the next item on the list. Tires are a subject for everybody. It's you can recommend tires to anybody. Maxes, Specialized, Butchers, whatever you prefer. What I found was, I change it up fall and spring, and this is what works for me. It doesn't necessarily work for you guys, and I understand that. So these are the Butchers 2.6s up front. Butchers are made by Specialized, and they're a wide tire, and so I run them when the conditions change and we don't have the good traction that we normally have. So the 2.6s are better for me, my recommendation. And I also run this is a Forecaster on here, a Maxxis Forecaster, 2.6 on the back as well. So 2.6 Forecaster. I also have a Recon I can run too, but I just like the meatiness of the Butcher on the front for the 2.6. Here's where it differs for me. Now, I found this tire. This is a Specialized tire I'm going to be running for the summer, and I really liked it. Really good tire. Little softer compound in it. It's a T5, a little softer, a little bit more forgiving, but it had plenty of traction. Ground control. It's a T5. Sorry, it's a T5. So, and I run 29.235s. I don't run any more than that because I don't think. And I don't like to run a big fat tire for the summer either, because just more tire you're pushing around on your bike. So a 2.35 is probably all I'm gonna recommend for anybody out there to ride. If you want to ride a bigger tire, well, you're subject to pushing more tire. So this is what I run. This is what works for me. And yeah, ground control, control T5s are going to be my summer tire. I'm going to run them both front and back. I've got two of them here. The other one's just tied up with elastic. I run them front and back. They get really good traction both front and back, and still running tubes, so I can't recommend tubeless or a tubeless setup, but they are, it says they're tubeless ready, so so there you go. You can run them tubeless on your bike, but these are a good tire. I ran them all season. and they've held up really good. So this is what I run for the summer. This is what I run for the winter and fall and spring kind of deal when there's less traction, we'll call them. Less traction, and you need more ground. You need more tire on the ground. You can run a lower pressure on these ones as well. I do. I go down to a 2. I go down to like 2.5 pounds in them, both front and back. So that's my recommendation. If you're going to run in the spring or the fall, I'd run a bigger tire, but in the summer, don't push so much tire and run a 2.5, a 2.35 on front and back, and you're race ready, as they say. Anyhow, that's my recommendation for tires. We're all subject to them. They're all expensive. They've all gone up to like over $100 now. So this is what I have. This is what I've got. You know, tires are tires. Everybody likes their own thing. This is what I run. This is what I'm telling you that I run. This is what I'm telling you what I run. And this is what works for me. So on to the next one. Helmets are another subject for everybody because everybody doesn't have the same head, right? So I've tried everything. I've tried Troy Lee. I've tried Fox. But it doesn't take a very expensive helmet to keep your head comfortable. I mean, this helmet's under $100 and it's awesome. It fits my head very good. It's got the crank for the tighten up your head on the back. It's got a little visor on the front that's detachable if you wanted it to. Fits my funny shaped head. I'm not going to go into any more details for that. It's just the helmets are helmets. Troy Lee, Fox, you name it, they're out there. Buy whatever works for you. Is like the tires. I'm not a fan of the MEPS, but they apparently are the safest, but they just make my head very uncomfortable in the helmet. So this one I found is fairly decent. It fits my funny shaped head. So this is the helmet that I rocked for the season because I crashed my Fox helmet the year before, and so I had to look for another helmet. So this is the helmet that replaced the Fox, and it was under $100 at a local shop here, and that's what I rocked for the season. As you can tell, it's had a couple scrapes in her too from trees and whatever else. So that's my helmet. That's what I was rocked for the season. I'll probably rock it next year too. If I find something different, I'll let you know. So on to the next one. Things to hold on your bike, like tools and water bottles and air pumps. I'm always looking for different things to use on my mountain bike forever, because it's such a pain in the ass to haul like great big tools and stuff like that on your bike, because you want to be as minimalist as possible, right? At least I do. And so I rock this bag on my gravel bike, this bag right here, and so much I bought another one. I've got a black one just like this one, and it's going to go on my gravel bike. So for this one here, it's totally awesome. It fits on the top tube of my hardtail. I've ran it half the season. I'm like, man, do I ever like that? And I rode it on my gravel bike, and I'm like, it's perfect. It does everything I want it to do, and it's great. it carries everything, carries all the tools, the tube, right? I still rock the tube, right? The tube, the multi-tool, right? Carries everything you need. Your change, your wallet, if you had to run a wallet in there. Your change to get coffee if you needed to go, if you're in town ride or near a coffee shop on your ride on your mountain bike, right? Away you go. It straps in, Velcro straps, hold it on. Two straps on the bottom right here. I think Topeak makes this bag for the bike, but it was under $100. I think it was like $70 with tax Canadian for it, and it works awesome. If you're like me and don't like to carry a lot of things in your backpack, like I don't, the Uswe backpack is everything I want to carry, and then you got your side loader, a water bottle with your little cheap pump on the side, which has saved my ass a few times on trips. Just a little cheap pump for wherever you get it. If it costs $20 and it works and it does press to valve, keep it, use it. Strap it to your bike and away you go. Leave it there when you need it. So those two things are awesome. These plastic little side loader, I think they're ZT or Zebs or whatever they are, they're perfect. They're light, they're indestructible so far. I've not killed one or broke one. So, and they're also on my gravel bike too. I've got two of them on there and they work out great. So if you're gonna run a water bottle, and they're side loaders, so in and out with the right hand, as you can see. This could go anywhere. This could go back here. But I find everything I need up front. It doesn't flop around. Just cinch it down, Velcro it down tight, and it stays right there. And it just carries what I need, and I forget about it and don't worry about it. So it doesn't, it's not taking up much space. You don't even run into it anywhere. And you know, you've got your essentials, what you need on your bike. So there's the water bottle holder there, the side loader, and your cheap pump that comes with a little clip that you can mount it to your cage and you forget about it. I have a smaller pump that fits right in this bag for my gravel bike, but this one here, just I can't find that pump anymore, so I just run it on the side of my mountain bike. It doesn't bother me at all. It's not in the way. So yeah, that's the essentials, we'll call that. The essentials you need for your mountain bike, right? Carries all those important little things, and because if you don't have room on your Camelback or hydration pack, you gotta carry them somewhere, right? It's forever evolving with me. So that's what works for me. That's my recommendation. If you're gonna run something like that, run something that's small and inefficient, out of the way. It could be a little strap on the back of your seat, you know. If that works for you, that works for you. This is what I like, and this is what works for me. So my last one, you know that I have problems with the breaking free hubs on my mountain bike itself. So this year I kind of remedied it. I asked a couple of people what they thought. My friend gave me a good recommendation of going, well, maybe a higher end wheel set for your back would be something you can service and take apart. So I looked further into it. A local bike shop helped me out with maybe making the decision a little bit better for myself. So I went with the DT Swiss 370 wheel set, just the back one. My front one is working fine, but yeah, it came down to the serviceability of it and taking it apart and getting the parts that you need for it is a little easier than waiting like 8 months for another free hub. The free hub body that I have for it. So yeah, I'll show you here. Well, there's the box, but the box is not the important part. I just kind of jumped the gun and got this for next year. I've ridden it a little bit, but you know, it's got the 370 hub set in it, the ratchet system. You guys can look them up to see if you like the same thing. I think for the serviceability of it and what it has to do, and hopefully I have no problems with it. So maybe all the things I showed you today will help you with choosing your next item for your mountain bike. So guys, it's been a pleasure this year showing you all my stuff that worked for me with the mountain bike, and the Laufey is like, you know, one of my favorites. I did have a little something to show you. Just let me. So I don't paint my toenails or I paint my fingernails, but if you're happen to see, if your bike is gold like mine, and I got some nail polish, and I'm actually touching up the paint on the Laufey with some gold nail polish. So maybe it's a little hack that you guys can use, and it's like $2.15, and maybe you spruce your bike up for next year so you don't see all the wear marks or the gouge marks or the rock marks that come up and bounce off your bike. And it's just a little idea that I come up with, and instead of buying high-end paint, you could buy, it has all the lacquer in it, has all the curing in it. So I mean, $2.15 for a little thing of gold paint goes a long ways, right? And sharpens up your bike. You feel nice about it. So yeah, it's not all scraped up anymore. It's been touched up. So that's my little hacker bodge. So guys, take care. Thank you for coming along, and maybe we'll see you again, maybe not, but until then, take care. Thank you very much. Bye for now.